Today we're talking Captain America, Brave New World.
The Belmar-Lake Como St. Patrick's Day Parade.
And where in the chicken fried tarnation were we last week?
Stay tuned to find out.
Hello and welcome to Couple Chat.
Where we
Parents.
discuss topics for you.
Parents. I'm Matt.
I'm Jackie. Let's chat.
Last week was pretty unexpected, if I may say so myself.
Yeah, it was spur of the moment, and sometimes that's great. And other times, a little difficult when you have two littles that you have to take along with you.
Yes. So, obviously, we impromptu went to Florida.
Obviously, how would anyone know that?
I'm saying obviously because I'm talking to you.
Oh. No, well, they don't know.
I know.
People listening and watching.
Whoever they are.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously we were missing last week.
Yes, we didn't do couple chat, and we apologize for not even saying anything. It was a whirlwind of a week.
It really was. I mean, President's Day weekend, they had the kids off for the whole weekend and Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Which was already throwing us off.
Right.
But then Sunday morning, it was just, or Saturday night, you were just, hey, I have to go to Florida for work. You coming?
Well, you coming? Because we always reference that movie I shall not name after that holiday I shall not name. Since our son loves it so much. I don't think it was Saturday night, but I did say within the weekend, like, hey, for work, I need to go to Florida. I'm going to Naples to film some new boats, which I was excited about, but I also felt because, big news in the Hahn house, Jackie is starting a new job next week, which we are all very excited about.
Yes.
So because of that, I was like, this may be your last opportunity to go for a little while, maybe in the next year. And you wanted to see your friends. So I was like, why don't we make it a road trip for a week? Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
For a week. It was 3 nights.
Yeah.
4 days.
Yeah.
And we left on Sunday, got there Monday, left Thursday, got back Friday early morning.
Yeah.
It was great.
The wee hours.
The wee hours of the morning.
Yes. But do you want to talk a little bit about how the road trip was and how it was to see your friend after, it's been a little while since March, right?
Yeah, since spring break last year.
Yeah, March 2024.
April.
So almost a year.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't April. Maybe.
Their spring break was early March. We did not go until our spring break, which was early April.
Oh, okay. So it's been almost a year.
Yeah.
A little shy of a year.
So this time around, we have an episode on it. We were prepared previously for road trips and we knew what we were doing and all this stuff. And we were 20 minutes into our road trip, and Nate goes, "Oh, how much longer do we have? Where are the puppets?" And we both looked at each other like, "No." We forgot the puppets. We forgot the drawing. We forgot the puppets. We were not prepared for a road trip.
It wasn't meant to be.
Neither were they.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that in hindsight, we should have definitely been more prepared, which we cleaned the car as much we could, but it wasn't even a clean car. So that also was very stressful. I think if we had just given in and allowed tablets early on and just let it be, it would have been a lot smoother because the beginning of this road trip was actually very harrowing. There was a rainstorm, a really bad accident that we saw with a turned over car. I mean, we didn't see it happen, but we drove through the traffic next to it and the kids saw it. And there was just a lot going on in that first 10-hour span where we were only traveling 6 hours into our trip.
Yeah.
And that made that first 22-hour trip really awful. We didn't get to our destination until 9 a.m. the next day.
Yeah. And we left at 10:30.
Yeah.
So it was nearly a 24-hour trip.
Yeah. And I think that it really took a toll on all of us because we did drive straight through. We don't typically do that with the kids, especially. They need their breaks. We usually stop every 2 hours. We really didn't. We did more every 4. we didn't even really switch that often, which we usually do.
Yeah.
We didn't stop anywhere. There was just a lot of factors that we usually don't do on a road trip.
Right.
And I think that's what made this one very hard on them, specifically Nate.
Yeah.
Emma, not so much for the first day because she was pretty good.
Yeah.
For the first 24-hour trip. But anyway, once we got to Florida, it was great. We got to see our friends. We got to hang out with them. One of our friends didn't have work that day, so he was able to hang for a little bit, and his kids were able to like come in. They're like, "Oh, we'll leave the house empty so that you can nap when you get here." Yeah, right. 2 toddlers in a brand new environment with all these toys. Yeah. There ain't no napping. I wish, but it didn't happen.
We did for a little bit.
We did when they calmed down because the other kids came home.
No, it was right before they came home. Remember, you and I literally laid down on the couch while they were running amok, and we were just like, yeah, well, we're just here.
Yeah.
I don't think it was for all that long, but
I think it was like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah. But honestly, it was amazing to see my friend and her kids and her husband, and just like, I don't know. They're the kind of friends that like you just get back into the groove with.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, it's like you saw them yesterday,
right?
Even though it's been a year,
right? It was yesterday.
What?
the Granddad Bully episode came on even when we were there. That's why I reference it. It was yesterday.
No. What part?
It's the Granddad episode.
I know Granddad episode, but what part are you saying?
It's at the end. It's the last line of the episode where Granddad and Chili are sitting on the dock.
I remember when you were that young, and she says, yeah, and he goes, it was like yesterday.
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday. Line. Oh, okay. Well, now I remember.
Full of useless knowledge, guys.
The
brain of mine.
This is why I can't play made-up trivia with him. He makes things up like, what episode on what show? Blah, 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 blah.
Epiphany. This is why our road trips aren't that great anymore, because Jackie won't let me make up trivia anymore.
I never let you make up trivia.
Wait until my children are old enough. Actually, my children are probably old enough now where I could be like, okay, kids, Hahn trivia.
They'd be sick of it by the age of 5.
No, they wouldn't. I bet you.
Oh, wait, they are.
I bet you Nate would love it. Nate, what movie does Doc Ock appear in? He'd love it.
Dude. Please don't make another you.
Anyway, he already is. Anyway.
But yeah, that part was great for the first day. And then you weren't there the rest of the time.
Wow.
Because you went to film the boats that you had to get.
Yeah, but I made sure I was back with enough time to hang out with you guys for a while.
Yeah. No, we had dinner together the first night, and then we had dinner together the last night.
Yeah.
And the kids were great. Like I said, my friend has 3 kids, and 2 of them are the same ages as Nate and Emma, so it helped. Like,
did you just say the kids were great?
Like they all got along. Like they all
sure.
They all were able to hang out.
When I returned, it was literally like you were gonna rip your hair out.
Well, okay. For anyone who has kids, when you go on vacation, it's not a vacation with your kids.
Well,
it's parenting them in a different place.
Well, I never said that this was a vacation. Like, I didn't know we were going on vacation. I was going for work.
And I had to work. It was great.
I didn't say we were going on vacation. Nobody said the words, hey, Jackie, would you like to go on vacation to Florida? All I said was, do you want to go to Florida? This wasn't supposed to be a vacation.
And it definitely did not feel like a vacation.
Good. Mission accomplished.
Honestly, though, it was really nice to be able to spend time with my friend. And her son, like I said, he's home, so we were able to hang out with him. Nate was able to have a buddy there, so that was good. They kept each other really busy. Emma's so chill. She was like the easiest of all of them. Oh my gosh. She's like Nate though. Nate used to do the same thing.
Yeah.
He used to steal people's food. And as you saw tonight, he likes to color on people's papers.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it was rough. But at the same time, I think the drive is what kind of started that snowball effect of, oh gosh, this is like going to be a hard trip.
Yeah.
The ride back was that bad for like the first 12 hours. And then the last portion just dragged because Emma had stomach issues. She couldn't go potty. We had to stop every half hour because she was waking up screaming.
Right.
She'd try and fall asleep, wake up screaming again. And then eventually, 3 o'clock in the morning, we made it home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When we were supposed to make it home at 1.
Right.
Or 12.
But it was just this circumstance that just happened to be, it was, but, it's funny because it was so impromptu, we had to make it home.
Yeah.
Because Friday night, we were going to see her cousin's show for her senior musical at her performing arts high school. It was SpongeBob. She was playing Sandy Cheeks yet again.
Yeah.
So like we couldn't miss that opportunity, and we had already bought tickets for Friday night. So it was like, we have to do this. We have to do this for her, even though like, this trip was impromptu. We can't miss the show just because of that.
Yeah.
So we made it our mission to make sure we were back. And even though we were thrown off a little bit, I feel like just now, maybe, Nate's been struggling with school, but just about now, I feel like we're kind of all maybe getting back into the groove.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I'm not as tired, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Friday night was rough. And then we stayed up till 3, like after the show.
Oh, I know.
Because we're nuts.
We are. Well, because we know that we don't have a lot of time to spend with each other.
Right.
And we didn't see each other for all that time. So it was like, we need that too.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were tired the next day, but you know what? It was still nice to do that with you.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I got to schedule a date night when we got back. Your mom and dad watched the kids, and like, that was nice. And, we talked to your cousin about SpongeBob, and there was a lot going on last week. I'm glad that we're able to recap it and let you guys know what was going on in the life of the Hahns, since we missed you.
Yes. Yeah, we did.
Prior to this crazy impromptu Florida week, we went to see Captain America: Brave New World, which is what we were supposed to talk about last week before we were going to Florida.
Yeah.
Jackie, are we sad that we didn't talk about it last week and we're smushing it into this episode briefly?
No. Well, it's funny because, okay, so I don't know about any of y'all, but...
Who are you, Sandy Cheeks?
Sure. Chicken fried tarnation. Guacamole shortage.
At a taco party.
We are in this group text with my older brother.
Oh, yeah.
And it always comes back around to Marvel MCU,
I'm pretty sure the group text is just 100% Marvel now.
Exactly. I mean, there are blips and bleeps of like, how are the kids? I miss them.
I guess.
How are you? We miss you.
All right, fine.
There are moments.
98% Marvel.
Anyway. So the first text after the film we received was no spoilers, which, come on, Matt and I don't do spoilers. Like, we would never, especially for him, because like we're all in this, group text.
But he's Mr. Spoiler.
He is. But he said no spoilers, but give it a rating of A, B, C, or D. And I think our rating was pretty accurate.
I don't remember giving it a rating when
you gave
if
it
he
a
asked
C.
that. No, that was him when he finally saw it.
I thought you gave one too.
No, but I mean, we just went over what we disliked about the movie.
Without spoilers.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my overall review is very similar to like Pitch Meeting from Ryan George. The trailers ruin it, so there's no... I mean, you don't really need to go and see it. There's no surprise factor.
If you're worried about...
like MCU.
Yeah.
But if you're worried about spoilers, you may as well not even watch a trailer.
Yeah.
Because it's spoiled.
Yeah. The whole
You may as well
movie.
not look at the poster.
Right. I don't know what they were thinking this time around. They don't usually do stuff like that. And to me, it's like, was Kevin Feige afraid that people weren't going to go see it?
Well, like I was saying to you, if they wanted to like really flip it on its head, they should have made it all green Hulk. Like, they should have made it all green, because then this way it wouldn't have been so obvious what was happening.
Even though they do stuff like that in trailers where they manipulate things, like taking out Toby and Andrew in the No Way Home trailers.
Yeah, but even in the Infinity War trailer, in Endgame, they
that's true.
Took out Thor, and
they put Hulk in the end fight in Wakanda. Yeah, of course they do stuff like that, but I don't know. That one feels like it would go too far. I don't think they needed to show him at all.
Not at all.
It wasn't necessary. And yeah, it ruins the movie. I mean, no spoilers, but they showed the biggest spoiler. That's the movie, man. That's the whole movie, guys. Red Hulk. And the reveal of Red Hulk and the fight with Red Hulk, that's the movie. Yeah. And that was the biggest twist.
Yeah. That was the major twist that they were building up to the entire film. Oh, is he going to change? Is he going to change? Do you know what is he going to change it to?
Yeah, exactly.
He gets red eyes. Ooh, what does that mean? Right. No, there's no questioning it. It's like, okay, when is it going to happen? Because we already know it's happening.
Exactly. Well, that's what I was saying.
Or why?
The biggest twist is that's it. That there's nothing else. Right. When that fight ends, the movie is basically over. Right. And it was that in itself made it disappointing. The Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, whoever was behind setting up the marketing for this film, they utterly failed and ruined this movie for what it was. Yeah. And granted, without that, I mean, the movie wasn't even that great anyway. Yeah. I think it had some interesting points and moments, but I don't know, felt very lackluster.
It was so for those of you who hadn't watched Falcon and Winter Soldier, the Disney series, the mini series, it was a little bit of a rehash of that, and a little bit of reintroduction of those certain people like Falcon, the new Falcon, and Isaiah and all that. If you didn't watch the show, you might still be a little confused, but like you get these introductions and kind of like little tidbits of backstory. You could have kept up, I guess. But yeah, it felt very out of place. It felt like a Hulk 2.
Yeah, which is a big like ridiculous thing to do. I feel like Incredible Hulk, while back in the day was a really great movie. There's so much of that movie that has been left, out of the MCU because of acting changes, really. Yeah. You had Edward Norton, and now it's Mark Ruffalo who plays Hulk. Right. You have William Hurt, who has passed away now. And, Tim Roth and the guy who plays the leader eventually. Something Blake Nelson. Andrew Blake Nelson? I don't know. I get this guy's name confused because it's weird name. But you have all these storylines that really went nowhere, and then we just went into the Avengers and they moved along with that, and it was great. Right. And Mark Ruffalo is Bruce Banner and the Hulk now. Right. Why did we have to go back 16 plus years to a movie that we really didn't need to rehash and
or tie up loose ends or whatever?
Who even still knows about it? Yeah. I personally, we don't watch it. It's never in our marathoning. It's not even in my chronology of movies.
Because we don't consider it included in it. Because like you said, Mark Ruffalo is Hulk. Right. I like Edward Norton did the first run. Good job. Great. Yeah. It was a film. But like Mark's been in every other film since, even the TV shows. Right. So how can you go and make a movie about his backstory and how it affected these people and not have him in it and not even like name it Hulk? Yeah. It could have been Hulk and Captain America. It could have been Captain America and Hulk. Yeah. But there's just so many things that like really were very hard. It was like, that was a film. We did that. Yeah. And it was our Valentine's date. Yeah. And it was the day before, and it was like, well, that was almost 3 hours. All right.
It's one of those things when you see another Marvel movie that just does not hit the mark. It's like, why are we doing this, guys? Why are we even doing this? You guys have fatigued us long enough. Why are we stuck in this?
And you would think after Deadpool and Wolverine was so successful that it could ride on the coattails, but it wasn't even like close. It was miles behind.
Oh, 100%.
And that's the hardest part. And I think they can tell it in the box office too. Like there's just it's just hard for people to really enjoy this film because of all of the stuff that they're trying to reconnect and just doesn't make sense. Yeah. There is a multiverse now.
Yeah, why not make Ed Norton's Hulk a multiversal version?
Sure.
Like that would have been more interesting than what they were trying to do in this movie.
Sure.
They literally tried to just make all of that MCU storyline again.
Yeah.
They didn't need to do it.
No, it wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a rough one, folks. So if you haven't seen the trailer or any marketing for Captain America,
Brave New
World, maybe you could, spend that 2 hours and
but then you just
35 minutes.
Listen to us spoil it technically.
Yeah, sorry about that. But it was a date movie that we went on. Wouldn't recommend it for anyone else, though.
No. Let's just hope this isn't setting a new precedent for future movies, because Fantastic Four is something that I'm really looking forward to, but I'm kind of still worried about. Yeah. After seeing the last trailer, I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Oh, I don't want to watch trailers anymore.
No, I'm done.
Stop putting too much in your trailer.
Yeah.
You tell us that the film's being made, cool. I don't need to see more.
Yeah.
Like, okay, reveal when your tickets go on sale. Right. But I don't want to see big battles. I don't want to see big reveals. Yeah. Like, I don't want to hear the jokes that I'm going to hear the whole film.
Right.
Deadpool and Wolverine, those trailers revealed those too. Like, yeah, the movie's great and it's funny and it's well-rounded and blah, 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 blah. You've seen our review. If you haven't, go check it out. However, a lot of the jokes you hear in the film were in the trailers, even like early trailers. So it's like, oh yeah, I heard that one already, or oh yeah, I saw that. Like, there's got to be better ways of doing this, folks. There's got to be better ways of marketing films and TV and to make people want to go see it without ruining it.
100%. Look at Brutalist.
Oh my God.
Like, you had no idea what was going on in that movie, but it was intriguing. Mm-hmm. The music was suspenseful. The way that the titling worked in it, just everything about that trailer was like, I'm intrigued. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm very intrigued and I want to see this movie.
And I'm okay with that. I was okay with not knowing what was going on with that trailer.
And with Marvel, we don't even need trailers. You could put up a poster and say Captain America's coming out, and people would be like, whoa, you don't need anything else.
Woohoo.
You could literally show Anthony Mackie run into, a 9x16 piece of content video reel on social media, and he could be like, yo guys, I'm Captain America now, come see my movie, and everybody would be like, yeah, cool, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure if you guys did all the analytics and figured this out, I'm sure the MCU doesn't need as much marketing as it has.
No.
But anyway, we're getting into Jackie's favorite key phrase of mine lately. We're getting too into the weeds here.
My favorite, make my
sarcasm.
Eyes do a gigantic roll. My goodness. We are in pre-parade week.
Yes.
Parade is 3 days away.
Whoa, no.
From this premiering.
The premiere's on a Wednesday. Parade's
Thursday,
on a Sunday.
Friday, Saturday.
Oh, come on.
All right, 4 days.
Yeah. Listen, this is really the biggest thing that we wanted to talk about today, hence the greenery. Obviously, if you guys don't know, Belmar-Lake Como St. Patrick's Day Parade. We live stream it every year. Hahn Films and Jackie Hahn is the host. It's going to be a great time. It always is. We've been having strangely really nice weather.
Shh. Knocking on all my wood next to me, like my chair, my head. Knock on it all, please. Cross fingers, rub your rabbit tails.
Some more wood?
Nah, I'm good.
nah, honey, I'm good.
Anyway, yeah, I am hopeful. I'm crossing my fingers for good weather again.
Yeah.
It's funny because I told someone today that we were going, and they're like, yeah, wow, like I really want to go to that one. Every year for the last like 3, there's a local town that does a St. Patrick's Day parade the next weekend. It's rained every single year. And I'm like, please don't jinx us. Please knock on wood again. But yeah, it has been beautiful weather.
Yeah.
And last year I got sunburned because it was so
she's Irish.
warm.
That's what's supposed to happen on St. Patrick's Day.
No, it's literally, I'll be in the sun for 20 minutes, whether it's 20 degrees or 100, and I burn no matter what.
I got sunburn in Naples, but it turned into a tan. So.
Show off.
Somewhat. I mean, do I have a little bit of color,
Yeah, a tiny
guys?
bit of color, but it just makes you look normal colored on the camera because,
There you go.
white balancing.
Yes.
You're next to Ghosty here.
Wait until after Palm Beach. Then I'll have color.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Bonjour, frère.
Anyway, yeah, I'm very excited about the Belmar Parade just because I'm trying to gather more information this time around. I'm also like not as nervous.
No?
I get nervous every year. It doesn't matter. If I say that now, I'm going to be a nervous wreck the morning of.
But you're
okay.
an actor. It's
It
like
don't
being on
matter.
a stage.
Honestly, I feel like for actors, and this is me personally, maybe most of y'all out there don't think this, but if I'm not nervous before or during a performance, I'm not doing something right.
Oh, okay.
I feel like the nerves fuels my performance.
100%. I'm with you. Okay, I get it.
And no matter how much like coping skills I have or I've trained or whatever, I'm still nervous. Like it just doesn't change.
I mean, I'm right there with you. I'm nervous the whole time.
Well, yeah, you have a lot more going on. You have to work the switcher. You have to make sure that the sound is working.
Yeah.
You're watching all the comments on the live feed. I would be a nervous wreck just seeing that because I'd be like, they don't like me. They see me. They hear me. Oh my gosh. Or they don't
Trust
hear me.
It's never a complaint about you. It's always a technical complaints.
But it's not even your fault. It's the equipment.
It's just live streaming,
Live
dude.
streaming, yeah.
And especially in that type of environment where you're set up in the middle of the street, it's unpredictable. There's thousands of people there. So all data, cell towers, internet, everything is bonkers and not a normal day. And then, you have temporary power. There's generators there that are brought by the town. Just there's so much unpredictable aspects of doing a live stream this way that you're bound to, have issues. It's just it's not a 100% foolproof thing. It's just impossible. And every year we do it, we get a little bit better and we learn more and we figure out different things. Their IT guy, Pete, and I, we go through everything, a whole big checklist every year. And we're like, okay, this needs to be better. This needs to be better. Let's change this. Let's do that. Every year, there's always a new change, something that improves. And, I say it every year, but this year, I think we finally fixed the last major issue that we were having. But we'll see. We'll see. It's so hard to say because it's just the nature of the beast, man. It's very hard to do this unless you're unless you're huge budget and in that type of industry like
News Channel 12 or
Fox
or
like
NBC.
these keynotes or showcases of like new devices and like Apple and Google, their things and even like video games and.
Yeah, but those are at theaters or like
That's
convention centers.
These
those are in controlled environments. We're on the side of a street.
100%. And that's the big difference, Yeah. So it's a very stressful thing to do. But, once you're in it and once you're there and also once it gets to that end, you do feel very accomplished. And it's a lot of fun. And that's why we keep coming back to do it for sure.
Yeah. I think it's really uplifting too, just to be able to be part of the community.
Yeah.
Be around the Irish heritage group and like just kind of meeting all these people and reminiscing over the past few years for us. But for them, this parade's been going on. This is their 53rd season.
I want to say yes. No, 53rd, yeah.
So, I mean, come on, 53 years of this parade and the committee and all the work that they've done over the years.
This will be, our 4th time doing this parade.
Yeah.
Which is insane to think.
It is. We've been doing it
since their 50th. That's why they hired Hahn Films to do it. The 50th was a big year for them, and they wanted it, a proper live stream. And, they loved what we came up with that first year, and it's just been going strong ever since. Yeah. And, it's so wonderful, like you said, the community aspect, but we've become a staple, and like everybody knows Jackie and I now. I film the fundraisers. Jackie comes out to the Marina Grill fundraiser with the kids. Yeah. She brings her parents. Her mom has a connection to the community too, because
cousins.
Yeah, her cousins are involved in the committee and have been grand marshals. So it's very nice that, some way, shape, and form we got into this, and now, it's something that we love being a part of, and it's great. And if you are in the area and you want to see a great parade, by all means, there's nothing like being there live.
Yeah.
But if you can't come, we've got you covered.
Yeah. And it's one of the biggest in the state.
Yeah.
So it's something worthy of seeing at least once in person.
For sure. My mom and stepdad are coming down, and they are going to bring the kids this year, so I'm very excited for that.
I hope they do well.
Yeah, it just has to be good timing. Don't keep them there the whole time, but at the same time, very hard to get into town. However, maybe a good time to try the train, because they could come from
add extra train.
Do they?
They add extra trains. What am I trying to say?
Extra cars? They
add extra train stops.
Yeah.
Like they add extra trains for people to come to the parade, specifically on parade day.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're close enough to take a train.
It's the best way to get in, especially depending on the time of day you go.
Yeah.
With us, we're obviously there super early because we have to set up, and we're in town, before, I'll say 75% of the people that come to this parade. So,
oh, yeah. Unless they're living in town.
That's why I gave a good 75%.
Yeah.
Because it's not everybody. But yeah, so we get good parking. We're obviously in a spot that makes it convenient for us to set up our live stream. But yeah, I mean, once like probably even 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock hits, it's pretty hard to get in there.
Yeah. And the parade starts at 12:30.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to another wonderful afternoon.
Yes. So join us. Belmar-Lake Como St. Patrick's Day Parade is this Sunday, March the 2nd, 2025 at 12:30.
Anyway, on that note,
I'm Matt.
I'm Jackie.
Here are the Hahns signing out.
Thank you so much for listening to Couple Chat. Make sure to subscribe to us on Spotify or YouTube Music. You could even subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you could see this episode in video. Thank you to Hahn Films for editing and producing this episode. Let's chat soon.